Hey y'all, it's Lindsay with Wrestling Talk in the Shop. We're going to do Today in Wrestling History. We missed a couple days because of the holidays and we were busy, so we're going to start on December the 28th. In 1992, WCW Starrcade 92 Battle Bowl took place at the Omni in Atlanta, Georgia. For the second year in a row, the hook of the show was the Lethal Lottery, which saw random tag teams drawn together with the winners of each match heading towards the Battle Bowl Battle Royale to determine the overall individual winner. In the lottery, Barry Windham and the Great Muta defeated Brian Pillman and Too Cold Scorpio. The same two eventually remained as the final pair in the Battle Royale, with Muta eliminating Windham for the win. In 1997, WCW presented their most commercially successful pay-per-view of all time, Starrcade, from the NCI Center in Washington, D.C. The event was built around blockbuster main event, with Hulk Hogan defending the WCW World Heavyweight Championship against Sting, in a story that has been building for almost 18 months, with Sting not appearing in a single match in that time. The actual match was a farce, with the story calling for a decisive Sting victory. Hogan instead took the pinfall initially due to a fast count from heel referee Nick Patrick. The only problem was it wasn't a slow count at all. Bret Hart, who had made his WCW debut earlier that night as a special referee in the match between Bischoff and Larry Zbyszko, came to the ring to ensure no other wrestler suffered the injustice he himself had suffered the month prior at the Montreal Screwjob. The match was restarted and Sting did win eventually, but the angle will go down as one of the biggest letdowns in wrestling history.
Did you say it was a fart?
Farce.
Oh, it felt like a fart when I watched it in 1997. Anyways.
In 1998, in a rematch from previous night's Starrcade, Ric Flair defeated Eric Bischoff to win the storyline presidency of the WCW. On the same night, Scott Steiner defeated Conan to win the television champion. In 1999, in a match for China's Intercontinental Champion, we lost it here. The Ninth Wonder of the World and Chris Jericho wrestled to a double pinfall draw, were declared co-holders of the title. This situation was resolved at the Royal Rumble the following month when Jericho won a triple threat match that also included Hardcore Holly to take sole possession of the belt. And WWE no longer recognizes this reign. Instead, they list the title as vacant from this date until the Rumble. I don't know why. In 2002, Ring of Honor presented the first Final Battle event from the Murphy Recreational Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In the main event, Bryan Danielson, Steve Corino, Lokai, and Samoa Joe wrestled to a 45-minute time limit draw in a match to determine the number one contender for the Ring of Honor World Championship. In 2009, Vince McMahon appeared on Monday Night Raw to announce that Bret the Hitman Hart would guest host the fourth January 2010 episode of Raw, opposite TNA announced debut of Hulk Hogan. This would be the first time that Hart would appear in WWE ring since the Montreal Screwjob at Survivor Series in '97. In 2020, on an episode of Monday Night Raw, Keith Lee defeated Sheamus to become the number one contender for the WWE Championship. And that's going to wrap it up for the 28th. Let's move on to the 29th. And we've got, in 1985, the NWA and AWA co-promoted Star Wars from the Brendan Bryan Arena in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The main event saw Stan Hansen defeat Rick Martel to win the AWA World Heavyweight Championship. 1991, WCW Starrcade 91 Battle Bowl took place from the Norfolk Scope in Norfolk, Virginia. The show was built around the Lethal Lottery, which saw randomly drawn together tag teams come together to face off the winning team, advancing to the Battle Bowl Battle Royale. The Battle Royale was won by Sting, who's partnered with Abdullah the Butcher, who won by eliminating Lex Luger, partnered with Arn Anderson. 1995, ECW's Holiday Hell took place in Lost Battalion Hall at Queens, New York. The biggest news from the show was Mikey Whipwreck defeated Too Cold Scorpio to win both the ECW Television Championship and the Tag Team Championship. Whipwreck subsequently chose Cactus Jack as his partner. 1996, WCW Starrcade took place in Nashville and Tennessee. In the main event, Roddy Piper defeated WCW champion Hollywood Hogan. This match was a non-title match, but it wasn't made clear that was the case until after the match, when most people believed that Piper had won the championship.
I believe the announcer, Tony Schiavone, said, Roddy Piper's the champion, Roddy Piper, and he wasn't. It was kind of a letdown. I always wanted Roddy Piper to win one more title.
Yep. In 1997, on an episode of WCW Monday Nitro from Baltimore, Maryland, Ultimo Dragon defeated Eddie Guerrero to win the Cruiserweight Championship, and Booker T won the TV Championship in a match with Disco Inferno. In 2009, Dr. Death Steve Williams succumbed to his battle with throat cancer and passed away at the age of 49 years old. He was young.
Yeah.
In 2012, at a Raw taping in Washington, D.C., Wade Barrett defeated Kofi Kingston to win the WWE Intercontinental Championship.
I've got some bad news.
In 2014, the Usos defeated The Miz and Damien Mizdow to win the WWE Tag Team Championship. And that's going to wrap it up for the 29th. Let's move on to the 30th and wrap this up. In 1997, on Monday Night Raw taping from New Haven, Connecticut, Jeff Jarrett defeated Barry Windham to win the NWA North American Heavyweight Championship. In 1998, Sam Munchnick, the long-standing St. Louis wrestling promoter, passed away from internal bleeding at the age of 93. In 2003, Rey Mysterio won the WWE Cruiserweight Championship from Tahiri at SmackDown taping in Laredo, Texas. 2007, Ring of Honor Final Battle took place at the Manhattan Center in New York City. In the main event, the Age of the Fall, Jimmy Jacobs and Tyler Black won the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship from Mark and Jay Briscoe. In 2020, AEW presented a special edition of Dynamite in memory of the late Brody Lee, who had passed away on December 26th. The main event saw a team handpicked by Brody Lee Jr., consisting of Cody Rhodes, Orange Cassidy, and 10 of the Dark Order defeat Team Taz. After the match, Lee Jr. placed his father's boots in the center of the ring to retire them and was presented with the TNT Championship by Tony Khan. Brody Lee Jr., also known as -1, got involved in MJF's match, striking him with a kendo stick after Lee's former tag team partner Eric Redbeard had also interfered. Redbeard came back to the ring after the match with a sign saying, "Goodbye for now, my brother. See you down the road."
Such an emotional Dynamite. I remember watching.
It was so sad.
Yeah.
And that's going to wrap it up for today in wrestling history, guys. You made it this far. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.